Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. All things Middle-earth here with a quick video on 3 things that I am doing to prepare for Season 2 and the Rise to War, so stay tuned. Okay, so depending on the status of your server, depending on when you started playing and when Season 2 is starting, this is going to be more or less important, but I think there's going to be a baseline level of relevancy to this for everyone. So I want to make sure information is out there so everyone can have the best experience possible in the game, especially with the new season starting. It's a very exciting time, new commanders, all kinds of things coming out, so we're excited for that. But the number one thing that I'm going to do first is to coordinate with players in my server. So I'm going to do that on 2 fronts. Number one, I'm going to talk to my faction, my fellowship members, and see what faction we are planning on playing as in the next season. Obviously, if you don't want to play with the same group, you can do something different. But there are strength in numbers in this game, and if ideally, if you want to have the best time, you're going to want to be within active faction. So you can ensure that happens by coordinating a little bit. If you just join a random one, you might find yourself in a less active faction. So I'm coordinating with my faction. We're playing as Airborne now. Sounds like the talks are leaning towards Rohan. And so, again, just be aware of that. Make your own choice. Obviously, if you enjoy something else, do it. But figure out what players are wanting to do. And then, secondly, in that same vein, figure out if your group is going to be playing as a roleplay server or not. Again, do what you want to do. If one of the options works better for you or you like that better, then do that. But for me, I do prefer roleplay, and I would play that either way. But if you're a player that doesn't care either way, in your factions going one way or another, make sure you know what that is so you can stick with your same group of people that you've been playing with, because that's the whole thing with these games, is to build community and get to know people and have a good time just playing a game. That's what games are for, at least in my opinion, is to have a good time. So again, coordination is going to be key here moving forward into Season 2, and that's something I'll definitely be doing here. I've already done it, but again, just make sure you do that before the Season 2 starts. The next thing is going to be continuing to do everything in game to prepare for Season 2. So some things that I am doing to prepare for Season 2 are going to include collecting my free Matham chest every day. And this might seem like a no-brainer, but if your server has gotten less active, you may not have been on for a few days. Maybe you're kind of keeping an eye out to see when it starts. Maybe you saw this come across and you're like, oh yeah, Season 2 starting. Maybe I'll get on again soon. Get on for 5 seconds and collect your free Matham chest every day. It's not going to hurt you. You could get all kinds of good stuff that does carry over to Season 2. So open your free Matham chest every day. I also try and open my daily surprise, because you can get gems from that, which do carry over. They're the in-game like microtransaction currency. So do your daily surprise. Do your free Matham chest. I wouldn't worry about buying, spending any more money or spending more of your gems on Matham tokens at this point. I would save those for the new season to see what other things come along. The next thing is I'm trying to keep up with events. I've not done a good job with this. I'm not going to lie to you guys here. Keep up with events in the game. Like Heart of a Hero comes around every weekend, and you can get every single weekend a Matham coin and 400 gems very, very easily. And I've not played on this server very actively in the last month probably, and so I have missed out on stuff. Now, it's not a significant amount, but especially if you're free to play or you're a small spender or you just want to really have the most resources that you can, stay on top of the events coming around in the game and get those rewards that do carry over from season to season. Now, obviously, I don't need to worry about farming up tons and tons of gold, because gold does not carry over, but things that do carry over you want to look out for. Another daily thing you want to keep doing is looking at your tips, collecting your tips in the tavern every day, and especially things like gear. Again, gear carries over, so this Ranger's Dagger I'll have in Season 2 if I choose to keep it. You can get gold items. You can get all kinds of good stuff from them. And then all of the respect you get for commanders is also going to carry over with those commanders. So there's no reason you should not be doing your tips every day. I personally am not going to be refreshing my tips at all, but that's up to you. If you have a surplus of gems and want to get more respect as you go along, that's totally fine. But I'm just doing the daily tips every single day. The last thing that I'm doing, this is totally optional for you, but I think I'm going to try this out and see if it works. Again, it's going to be a small amount, more than likely, but I am saving all of the gifts that I get from those daily chests or from anything else that comes along, because I'm going to use the new dismantle feature. Because well, it's not new, but the new feature within the dismantling where you can get specific gifts. And what I mean, but like right here, if you go to it, we have the High King banner of the Noldor, the hiking of the Noldor banner as a specific item. You also have the Malorn leaf and the Old Wynyards. Before, you only had these random pulls you could get, but now you can get specific ones that rotate daily. So if you save all of your gifts for Season 2, wait until you get an idea of what commanders you want to go for. Maybe they're going to rework commanders towards the beginning of the season. Maybe the new commanders are not very good. Maybe they're very, very good and better than everything else in the game. I think they're going to be pretty balanced. But again, I think it's going to pay off to be a little bit more patient. And then as the season progresses and you figure out what you want to do, you can use those exchange vouchers and get the things you want. Or if you end up wanting to go for a character that you do have, I'm saving, for example, the secret intel. And let's say that I do end up wanting to give that to Aomer. That's fine. Saving it's just not going to hurt me to wait until the season starts to make that decision. But if I make that decision to give it now, and then something comes along where it could have helped me get further along on a new commander in season 2, you may wish you had saved these for a little longer. So I'm saving all of my commander gifts just to make sure I have the most options in front of me. Now, the last thing, obviously dependent on what you have going on in real life, and this is also not 100% confirmed for season 2, to my knowledge. If it is, let me know in the comments. But in season 1, there were 4 boosts you got in the first 24 hours that really helped you have an advantage in the first little bit of the game, the first day of the game. And so that first day can be extremely crucial, and you can get a lot more done than you could get otherwise, obviously. And so if you, in the first 24 hours, play as much as possible, you're going to get ahead of a lot of people. Now, obviously, other people are going to do this as well. So if you don't play in the first 24 hours, you might be yet even more of a disadvantage because of those boosts going on. So try and schedule around it if you can. Obviously, it's a game. If something's going on, don't bend over backwards for it. But if you enjoy it, if you're watching a video like this, you probably are trying to be semi-competitive. So plan around that 24 hours, assuming we are going to have that. Now, if we don't have it, we don't have it. Maybe they just won't for season 2 because it's season 2 and people should be familiar with the game. But I'm expecting it, so I'm planning on playing as much as possible in that first little window of the game. But again, this has just been 3 things that I am doing to prep for season 2. So hopefully it helped you all. If there are other things you guys are doing, let me know in the comments below so everyone can be the most prepared to have a good time in the game. Because at the end of the day, it is a game. We want to have fun playing together. So that's the whole point of this channel, is to share information and strategies and just have a good time with the people playing this game. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, consider subscribing to the channel to join our fellowship over here. But that's going to do it for me, and I'll see you all in the next video.